As I say, John's a legend in his own lifetime, and
good evening, Cookie.
good evening. No, not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. Yeah, not bad.
Well, the first thing I've got to get out of the way
Go on.
is Adam Sandy.
Adam Sandy. Yeah, I know.
Who
Yeah.
the hell is Adam Sandy?
Well, he's actually Elliot's dad. Actually, funny enough, but
Is it our forward line then?
I'll tell you. I'm not going to lay the blame. We make mistakes as a company, and we stand by our mistakes as a company. That's all I'm going to say, though.
It's no worse than non-league paper.
Apparently, had a blinder though.
Yeah,
So
they never had a non-league paper actually stated that Kettering's star player was Graham Purdy and that Andy Hall had scored the goal. So
I won't have a bad word said against the non-league paper either. Excellent publication called Stuart Hammond's. Nice.
Right, we'll leave that there. So last time you were on, John, and if we look at today's programme, initially in January, the table looked like this. It had Aylesbury at the top of the division there with 56 points, Kettering in second place, and Bedworth in third, and Rugby fourth. So that's changed a bit since the 31st of January. It's the only time Aylesbury were top, and then they suddenly have now 12 points behind Kettering.
Yeah, well, I think the game here did for them, to be honest. Aylesbury, I think they came here needing to win. They got beaten, and since then, they've obviously had a couple of slip-ups again. So they're out of it, as far as I'm concerned. There's only two teams that can win the title, in my opinion.
I was going to say to you, do you think this now is a two-horse race?
Oh, without any shadow of a doubt, yeah. Kettering aren't going to drop enough points, and I don't think Bedworth are either for those two not to finish in the top two now. To be honest, I think Kettering have motored at a good time, but fair play to Bedworth. I've been impressed that they've gone with them because I wasn't sure whether they might be able to or not. So fair play to Bedworth. They're pushing hard, but Kettering's to lose.
There's a big game tonight, isn't there, at Bedworth playing Hanwell, so who we play in a couple of weeks' time. So
yeah, it's an
that's
interesting
been
one,
indicated, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and the reason for that is that Hanwell's away form's brilliant.
Exactly.
They've only lost 2 away all season, so yeah, if they can do a favour here. But I've been having the conversation with people, and it's a simple fact, really, that if Kettering win their games, then they're champions, and there isn't anything anyone can do about it. So don't need to worry about what Bedworth are doing. Keep winning, and the rest will take care of itself.
I was saying to Ed a few moments ago that we've won 6 games in a row. Last season we won 10 in a row. We've got 4 home games. That'll be equal to 10 if we should win those 4 games. But I'm a bit of not a pessimist, but I think we're going to have a slip up somewhere. Surely we're going to drop a point, draw a game. Bedworth seem to be winning every game going, don't they, on that pitch of theirs? In saying that, I've been not a great lover of 3G pitches, but again, Leighton, Bedworth have done superbly away from home, haven't they? Winning at Leighton, in fact, and winning their other games as well. So, they can play on both surfaces and adapt quite well, where we only had one go at it and didn't do so well.
I mean, any other season, if you look at Bedworth's record, and Rugby's for that matter, they'd be the top 2, but Kettering have just been that edge in front all the way through, really. They've pretty much led from the front, and now they've got to finish it. It's that simple, really. But the longer time goes on, the less opportunity there is to make a mistake, and Bedworth are looking for a mistake and then another one, and possibly even another one, as well as having to come here on April the 19th.
And we do have a game advantage as well, don't we?
Exactly, which obviously comes next Tuesday, which is going to be crucial. That game will be crucial. But like you say, this bunch of 4 home games is just against teams that, maybe aside from Hanwell, you'd back Kettering to beat. They've got to go and do it and carry on what they're doing. And if they carry on doing what they're doing, they'll be there, I'm sure.
Kettering lost 6 games this season, and we played 2 of them in a row. We played Leighton today with the first team to beat Kettering 3-1. Then that seesaw game at Marlow 3-2. Where if those games go against Kettering, then the pressure's back on, isn't it? And Leighton, it'd be a good barometer really, because Leighton lost 3-1 at home to Rugby Town, and then they lost at home to Bedworth, and they're playing Kettering obviously away, and they've won the last 2 away games 4-0 and 1-0. So they've got a change of management. There's a bit of impetus in there. They're in 20th position, but they're well safe from going down. They've got no real pressure. The bottom 2 teams are so far behind. Leighton have got no real worries, so the pressure's off them. It's more on Kettering, I think.
Yeah, I think it was interesting talking to Thomas Bailey yesterday just about Leighton, and he said, they got beaten on Saturday by Bedworth, who are obviously a decent side. But like you say, if you just look at their results, I mean, they've won at Hanwell, who are pushing for the playoffs. They've won at Northwood. Well, Kettering got beaten there, so that can't be a particularly easy place to go to. And they've won 4-0 there. So they've obviously got something about them. And Kettering have got to be very wary of it tonight because I didn't go to the game at the end of August when Leighton beat Kettering, but I understand they it was fair and square. There was no arguments. Leighton fully deserved it on the night and thoroughly enjoyed it as well by the sounds of things as well. So everyone wants to be Kettering. That's the one thing we've realised all the way through it.
Yes.
And that'll be the same even if they were to go up. It would be exactly the same because
it's the name, isn't it?
It's the name. Yeah, it's the name. Yeah. Even in the level above, there'll be a big club and a big scout for people. So yeah, that's something that you've got to get used to when you're involved at somewhere like Kettering at the level that you're at. But I'm not. I know better, and I've watched enough football as you have to know that you can't start,
well, exactly.
thinking too far ahead. But
the work isn't done yet, is it? They've
No.
got a long way to go. These next 4 games are critical, in my opinion. If we can get through these next 4 games with some decent points, then I think it's in Kettering's hands.
Yeah.
The others are playing catch up, and we'll be playing catch up. And I think that actually it works in Kettering's favour. Last year we were chasing. We had to win every game, and we did win every game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think the too many games in such a short space of time. In the end, the heat and the hardness of the pitch. I think in the end, energy sapped the players, and you could see they were walking dead in the second half against Slough Town.
yeah, and there was a lesson in that Slough Town game more than anything. 2-0 up at half time, you think you're there, and all of a sudden it gets taken away from you, and that's why if you speak to the players and you look at the players, and I've spoken to them, none of them are looking too far ahead. Everyone's focused on the job. No one's really looking at the league table. Everyone knows that if they keep doing their thing, then they'll the rest will take care of themselves. So let's let them get on with it. Keep picking up those points, and if they do, then there'll be something to celebrate at the end of the season, I'm sure.
Just very, very quickly, John, away from football, we know that you are treading the boards, or the pavement, should I say, early in the morning. Have you got any more runs lined up? Are you doing any more charity work with that? Or
yeah, I've got another one lined up. That week on Sunday, doing the Silverstone Half Marathon, which I'm just doing for fun. Really, I'm not really doing
Is running fun?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm enjoying it. So therefore, I've got to carry on doing it while I'm enjoying it. And then I've got a fundraiser coming up in May when I'm doing the Wolf Run with a few friends, which looks a bit intimidating. Yeah, it's I wish it was, but it's one of these obstacle course things as well. Around 10k. So. But if people want to stay tuned to my Twitter and Facebook, I'll be asking for their money very soon on that.
Just give a page again like last time, maybe?
There will be a page set up, and I'll tweet those links out and Facebook them and stick them wherever I can to make sure that people donate to it, because it's for a very good cause as well. So
I never normally ask you this, but let's have a prediction for tonight.
Oh,
not putting on the spot.
I'm rubbish at predictions.
We support Norwich. What do you expect?
Home win.
Home win tonight. There's somebody at the window just doing something rather rather offensive. I think it was 2-0. I think that was.
Yes,
it was 2-0. Thank you, John. Anyway, good to have you on here as usual, and we'll see you a bit later.